let's move to London. Let's move to Emirates. Gidi, so far things have not worked well with Mikel, and not only Mikel, with Arsenal when they play the top teams. But they've proved to do well when they play at home. Leicester is visiting. Vardy will be back. Your prediction, you said win for Arsenal, but the kind of formation that you are using at the moment, people have questioned because how do you win when you are just playing within your half? So, what do you think? What should be done different so that you get the result? Because it's easier to be said, and we know what Leicester can be. We saw what Leicester did to Manchester City. They are sharp going forward. And if Arsenal will play the kind of football we've seen of late, if you look at their win versus Sheffield, their win versus West Ham, they were not convincing. So the only win that we've said convincing is the match they won versus Fulham. So what do you think they need to do to get this result?
Okay, I think for me, these are two teams that are coming off bad results. Leicester have not been good from the City win. They lost against West Ham, and they have just lost in the last fixtures. Arsenal too, really, it was a bad showing against City, but I have to say, when you're playing away from home, I know there are no fans, but it was really an experiment between two top tacticians, and Pep came up on top of it. So in this situation, I think it's really a question of getting back to basics. Arteta knowing where the danger areas are. I don't want to see Willian playing a number 9 when Lacazette is at the bench. Really, that was a poor decision, which he must have learned from it. So he's going to put in the correct team there. I'm seeing a very strong lineup. At the back, I know we have some injury concerns, but if there's a team with very many center backs, it's Arsenal. So I know we might put a Gabriel David Luiz combination. Then I would really wish he plays for this one. I wish he drops Bellerin for Maitland-Niles and plays of course Tierney. You see, the problem with Tierney is that I understand Celtic were losing or something, so his mind was not in the City game. So in this one, he will have to concentrate, go back in midfield. Of course, Partey must start this one. We don't want excuses. I know we have found Arteta. We don't want that. He should start. We should also start Ceballos and probably Xhaka, and then go with Aubameyang, Saka, and Lacazette, and then probably you can put just like we did with I don't know whether it was West Ham or Sheffield, put in Pepe when guys are tired and try to do something. But whatever happens, no respect that should be given to Leicester because they are having a poor run, and I want to think this is the game that we will not concede because I'm thinking the defense is very strong for that in terms of pace. I know Vardy provide that pace, but we have cover in Gabriel, so I'm not worried. At least for this time, I'm going into games not worried of getting. I have to use the word clobbered. So I think we will get into that game. I predicted a comfortable 2-0. I know Lacazette will go back to his scoring, and our captain will still will score, and there will be no penalties, no VAR drama. It will be a comfortable 2-0.
The last time Leicester visited Emirates, the game ended 1-1. Leicester, of course, scoring through Jamie Vardy, who keeps on scoring against Arsenal. Out of the 10 matches, he has scored 11 goals. Ron, don't for those people predicting, do you think Vardy will continue with scoring machine? And what do you think needs to be done from Arsenal? Because it seems like Mikel now has the team he needs. but still they are playing the kind of football they are not used to. So what do you think needs to be done? Will this be another lullaby football, or will it be an entertaining big match the way people are expecting it?
Yeah, the about Jimmy Vardy, him scoring is like asking if there is death or taxes. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Now, going to the game, definitely the setup of Arteta playing away from home is different from how he plays at home. And I think he gave Man City too much respect last time, which I don't think he will be doing against Leicester. Uh, Probably in the setup, he's going to try and be more attacking, have more possession, but also sadly for him, it is also the kind of game Brandon Rodgers loves to play. He doesn't keep lobbing the balls over and over. He likes that kind of interplay. And then, as we saw playing away from home, he thrives on the counters. Against City, almost every counter attack looked like a sure goal. When you're seeing Harvey Barnes, Brett, and Buddy running at you, you would think something is going to happen to you. But also, what we should not forget in that game is how Arteta sets up in the midfield. If he goes probably with maybe Zaka and El Nini, maybe he plays Party just ahead of them, or he changes the two where El Nini sits and then Party and Zaka interchange the role of going forward and back, where Zaka is predominantly not going too much, predominantly laid back, and then Party can make those runs into the 18 or just closer to the box. So I expect Arsenal to have more a bit to possess the ball more than we saw in the previous game, and also I think probably something the Arsenal fans won't like much seeing Willian's last showing. He will probably start him in that game, and probably Pepe will come off the bench to try and effect games. For me, Pepe is not yet a player that is finished material. He's still a work in progress, and those are the kind of games you can bring him on, and probably you can see a good turnaround, like how you saw in the Sheffield United game. But Arsenal, if the defense has been good, the previous few matches we've seen them, Leicester is going to provide a very difficult test for the Arsenal defense to cope up with the pace of Vardy and Pratt and also in the midfield part where we have Mendy, who has been playing very well, and Tillmans. So very, very complex game. Probably there won't be so much to separate from the sides, but Arsenal has to be very careful. If they possess a lot of the ball, we saw Brandon Rodgers has the tactic of playing off the counter. So KG affair, not much for me to separate from the sides. I still see a draw, and if a winner is there, it will be very, very marginal. But again, Jimmy Vardy on the score sheet.
Jimmy Vardy on the score sheet. Josiah, your prediction, you predicted a win for Leicester. Leicester, they've not had a good run after winning to Man City. What makes you feel like they can just come to Emirates and get the 3 points?
So there is no home or away here. So the mention of Emirates, just remove that mention there. but more so because Vardy is back. Vardy is back, and you guys have a game, Arsenal. I have a game on Thursday. I know not everyone who is in the first 11 is going to start that game, but I see some bit of fatigue. I see Vardy and the likes of I think it's called Castagna and Justin pressing because they pressed really high. I saw them against Aston Villa, which is a team that actually is very good defensively. They were put under pressure. Don't be lied to by that one goal by Barkley. Leicester played really well, and I see the pressing coming from Leicester. If it happens to the likes of Luiz at the back, don't forget he's still Luiz. We saw Gabriel is prone to make some mistakes, and I think Vardy is going to expose him for this game. I am trying to see any other way, and but sadly I can't. I think Arteta is going to try a new system, and that is gonna mess him up. By the time he settles on that system, I think Brendan Rodgers is going to take advantage of it, and Vardy will come very strong. He has rested, he's ready, he's back. It's Vardy.
He's back. He's Jamie Vardy, the way we know him. SP, this fixture, Leicester are not doing well. Is it that they are over celebrating beating City, or and in the past they've not been doing well away from home? If you look at when Leicester meet big teams, in as much as we want to say there are no fans in the stadium, but Old Trafford remains Old Trafford. Emirates remains Emirates. Leicester are the visiting team. They've not Their record away from home has not been good. So, do you think that trend in your prediction you predicted they'll win, and knowing that they've not been doing well away from home? So, what do you have to? What will make them get the 3 points and show that they are now getting into the top 7? Because still they are not in the best 6 in the league. So what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, Steve, I predicted as snooze fest. I predicted a 0-0.
Yeah,
and the reason I predicted a 0-0 is because I expect this to be a very cagey affair. Both teams will have played Thursday night football, Europa League, and so both teams will come in not at 100%. Again, we're talking about Mikel Arteta trying to experiment with his shape, with his structure of the team, which I think is a very dangerous thing to do against Leicester. I therefore expect these teams to cancel each other out. I do hear what Ron is saying about Jamie Vardy scoring against Arsenal. But I think he'll save that for the King Power when the fans are back, and he'll score a hat trick in the reverse game. So please remind me to keep that. But I think Arsenal are becoming a victim of their own circumstances, in the sense that they have signed a player they thought would be the answer, but you can clearly see that whatever Arteta is seeing in training is not what he expected. Otherwise, you'd expect Partey to jump right in. I think the conundrum for Arteta right now is to play a back 3, which turns into a back 5, or to play a back 4, and that for me is the biggest problem. A back 3 will win you cup games. A back 3 will win you, the Arsenal Cup, the FA. But a back 3 really, unless you're Conte with Chelsea, and unless you can exploit those wing backs, then you have a problem in winning games. And that's why I still insist that for me, I'm not convinced of Arsenal as a top 4 team at the moment. For me, I'm not convinced with Leicester as a top 4 team at the moment. So I expect this to be what it was, a mid-table clash with everyone very cautious and everyone not wanting to lose. and so both teams will lose out, and you know, we'll be here talking about the second 0-0 draw of the season.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. This has been a great show. Of course, exciting times for the fans. I know it has been hard watching the games from your television sets. People are used to going to the stadium, but you can always catch up with our analysis and predictions from the EPL Fanbase Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel on YouTube, EPL Fanbase Show. We are also on Facebook, the EPL Fanbase Forum. Thank you, gentlemen. It has been nice seeing you in the show. I'm looking forward to meeting you again for the review of Match Day 6. Adios. Thank you.